Hey, Israelite Preparedness here. Welcome back, y'all. If you're anything like me and maybe you want to study and hopefully learn more about this earth and all the plants and all the foods that are on it that God put here for us. The Bible says the herbs of the field shall be for the joy of the workman. Then if you have an interest in these things, hopefully I'm here to share a little bit of knowledge and just show you guys what I use. This right here is a great book. It's 437 edible wild plants of the Rocky Mountain West. Yeah. Now, if you don't live in the Rocky Mountains, I understand, but it's not just for Colorado. It's actually, hang on. A lot of these things, a lot of these different plants are actually for, here we go. Let's see, Arizona, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming. So this is a great book. I don't know this dude. I don't know who wrote it, but man, it's just full of different species and actually really great photos. Actually, I highly recommend it. I just got it on Amazon. I can't remember how much it was. It's not gonna break the bank or anything, but it says it's got over 1,400 or 1,450 photos. The guy's name is Caleb Warnick, I believe. I think he's written a lot of books actually on wild plants and herbs. This is great. This has actually helped me really identify a lot of things that I've actually eaten myself, and there's a lot of really helpful benefits to these plants and herbs. Not only you can just eat them for nutrition, but also good for your body. You can actually help with different ailments that you might have, and with inflammation, arthritis, all kinds of different chronic illnesses. And honestly, I think that this is kind of a great way to start, kind of just get your feet wet a little bit, if you know what I mean. Now, along with this book, because this really helps you kind of identify the different plants, and it'll actually tell you what parts you can eat, as well as you can maybe, it might have like little recipes in it. You can make different teas, or maybe what it's good for, and the seasons that you can actually eat these here veggies and herbs and all kinds of stuff. Oh, and it also has different edible like trees and things in it as well, berries and things like that that are not just necessarily something that is like a weed. It's not just dandelions, but something that goes great with this book is actually this right here. This is, hold up, Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine, 550 herbs and remedies for common ailments. I think I also got this on Amazon. Sorry, the glare's pretty bad on this camera. This Andrew Cavalier, I don't know how to say that, but fantastic book as well. It will help you identify some plants, but really the identification, I would rely more so on that herbal book. And like I said, if you don't live in the Rockies or Colorado, it's all kinds of states out here in the Rocky Mountain region, all the way up to Montana, down to Arizona and New Mexico. Desert plants, it's great. But this right here, if you find those plants, this is a great book to actually teach you like what you can actually do. Man, I am no Vanna White. Okay. Actually teach you different things that you can do with those plants. Here, you got some lemon. Yeah, do some stuff with the lemon seeds. It teaches you how to make tinctures, how to cut up the roots, and not only does it tell you like what plants are good for that, but actually towards the back of the book, it also has a whole kind of glossary, table of contents for different diagnostic illnesses, respiratory tract problems. So you've got, coughs and bronchitis. You guys probably can't even see that, so I'm not gonna hold it up. I'll just read from here. Nosebleeds, eye problems, colds, flus, and fevers, sore throats and tonsillitis, anxiety, depression, tension, neuralgia, nerve pain, headaches and migraines, insomnia. And it actually has this whole chapter on how to make tinctures, how to actually do it, how to make capsules and powders, infusions, decoctions, syrups, ointments, infused oils, poultices, creams, compresses and lotions, and like steam, inhalations. It's just great. It's just a wealth of knowledge. And if you're anything like me, I'm a nurse, yeah, but trained in the Western medicine field, right? But man, this is stuff that you don't have to go to a pharmacy for. You don't have to worry about if the trucks are running or not and bringing the things to the grocery stores or to the pharmacy. You can actually help treat things with this. And so I've done another video where I was actually out hiking up on top of a mountain on the property, and I briefly shared in that video that actually my grandfather's grandmother was an actual real life Cherokee Indian medicine woman, not some witch doctor shaman lady, like an actual, really an herbalist is what it is. She lived in Alabama, and she used to treat, people used to come see her from all around, and she used to treat them with all kinds of different ailments. And with chronic illnesses on the rise, with the things in our food and our water, the things they like to inject us with, the things that we are just surrounded with on a daily basis, can't hurt, to clean up your temple, right? It can't hurt to help. An ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure, right? It's a great saying, and it's true. And this is one of the ways, this is knowledge of our forefathers that's just been completely lost throughout the generations. People used to have a better understanding of these things for thousands of years. You pass it down, from mother to daughter, father to son, from grandparents to the grandkids, on and on and on and so forth. And I think it's something that we might not always have the internet at our fingertips, or you could just not have internet service, and you could be out on a hike or something and you're interested in what something is, or if you already had that knowledge, you get lost in the woods and maybe you don't have your phone, you can't call for help or whatever, but maybe, who knows, maybe you can eat a few things and stay alive long enough to be rescued. So there's all kinds of practical uses. If there's a natural disaster in your area, or if you live somewhere and God forbid, like we're experiencing, like I'm sure a lot of people know, really some really horrendous weather this past year with flooding and also with tornadoes and all kinds of storms. Food prices might start to go up, but understanding how to identify different plants and herbs that you can eat, and also not only is it good for you, but it tastes good, and it makes food taste even better. That's why people like to go to restaurants where they have a chef there who knows what to do with the herbs and the spices, right? Like, Mamma Mia, it's good. So that's kind of something to keep in the back of our heads. Also, the people in Katrina and stuff, all kinds of different places where they experience, as long as stuff is actually growing, because winter was called the starving times for a reason. But there are certain things that you can find in the winter that are still edible, that for example, you can make tea or just eat them out of pine needles. And I believe it was some of the early settlers here in America, when they were coming here, that were suffering from scurvy, and when the Indians came to help them, here these pilgrims and whoever else, conquistadors, these people are suffering, dying of scurvy, and the Indians are like, why? They're like, well, we don't have any citrus fruits. The Indians would just go out and pick some pine needles off a tree, make a little tea with it, or just chew on it. Scurvy was cured because pine needles have a huge abundance of vitamin C in them. Little things like that. I was an Eagle Scout, you know, I was in Boy Scouts like all the way up till I was 18. So I've seen a lot of these uses and been taught a lot of these different things out and about, out in nature, out in the woods. But really, truly, there's a whole lot more to it than just the pine needles and making tea with it. So you can make bandages with these things, you know, poultices, if you have an infection, all kinds of different stuff. You don't necessarily have to go buy some Neosporin. You know, you can actually make some really cool antimicrobial, different, you know, whatever plant-based bandages and poultices and just wrap it up on your arm or on a cut. So it's great. It's something I highly recommend. Again, Encyclopedia, it's hard for me to say that, I don't know why, of herbal medicine, and 437 wild edible plants of the Rocky Mountain West. And there's other, you know, if you don't live out here in the West, again, there's different variants of books like this, but I highly recommend you kind of use 2 books like this in combination, because this is great for identification, and then this is great for the actual application, for more so than just eating it. You can actually do stuff with it, like medicine kind of stuff. Okay, hope that's helped you guys. I hope that hopefully you know, shared a little bit of knowledge there and you guys put it to use, and may you guys be blessed. Thank you.